everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to find out the mistakes in Yakko's World. If you don't know what this is, Yakko's World is from the show, is from the Warner Brothers show Animaniacs. And then in season 1 episode 2, there's an episode in season 1 episode 3, I think, either episode 3 or in season 1 episode 2, Yakko's World. In season 1 episode 2, there's in season 1 episode 2, it's called Yakko's World, and it's about where one of the main characters named Yakko says all the countries of the world, and this was made in 1993. So there might be some things that don't exist yet. So if it's outdated, I'm not going to count it as a mistake. But if it didn't get its independence yet, then I'm not going to count it as a mistake. But if it fell and turned into a different country, or then ceased to exist at this time, that's going to be also counted as a mistake. But also if it resigned after if it resigned before this episode was made, it's going to also be counting as a mistake. And really, this is going to be lots of mistakes. Now I'm going to count every single mistake. And remember when I said about countries that they get independence yet? I'm going to still count that, actually, because it's just a mistake that now, because this was made 5 years ago. The official video was made in 2020, and some countries that didn't exist now existed at the time are now here. And if there's countries that weren't said, I'm just still count that as a mistake because they did exist at the time. Anyways, without further ado, let's go. Already starting off, why is there 2 Icelands? Already starting off, there's 2 Icelands. Antarctica is super small. And Oceania, which is a continent, which the Olympics think is a continent, and Papua New Guinea and the island of New Guinea is also very far down. Also, why is the Soviet Union still here? This episode was made in 1993, so that means that this episode was made in 1993, and the Soviet Union resigned in 1991.
And now, the nations of the world.
Also, where is Thailand?
To you by Yakko Warner.
Where's the Falkland Islands? And why is South Africa split?
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican.
It is said as Dominican Republic.
Cuba, Caribbean.
The Caribbean is a sea. And then right after that is said that Yakko says that Greenland is a country, which is absolutely not true.
Greenland, El Salvador to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States.
Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana,
It's pronounced as Guyana.
and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda.
Bermuda is an overseas territory. Is an overseas territory owned by Britain.
Bahamas, Tobago, San.
It's okay. All three of these countries are bad. Are not good. Mistakes. It's said as the Bahamas. And Tobago is one of the islands. Is one of the islands part of Trinidad and Tobago. And San Juan is the capital of Puerto Rico, which is still an overseas territory.
Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana.
French Guiana is an overseas territory owned by France. Oh wait, actually, it's not a territory. It's actually part of France and not a territory.
Guyana, Barbados, and Guam.
Guam is another territory by the U.S. Why does Germany look like that? Why does Germany look like that? That doesn't make any sense.
Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now one piece.
Germany, when this was made in 1993, Germany had been in one piece for 3 years. So that's another mistake. So everybody knew that.
Switzerland, Austria,
Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore. It probably doesn't exist by the time this was made.
Italy, Turkey, and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland.
Why is Scotland counted? And I'm also gonna add another mistake, also because of Scotland, because Scotland has its own because on the map it shows that Scotland has its own border.
And Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman.
We already talked about Russia, so we don't need to add a mistake.
Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen.
Both the Yemen's split up. I don't know what both Yemens mean, but I know that it's not called both Yemens, and there's now only one Yemen.
Yemen's Kuwait and Bahrain, the Netherlands.
Let me add that as a mistake.
Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, England.
England is also part of the UK, so.
Denmark and Spain. India.
First of all, why? Okay, there's no border for Bangladesh. There's no border for Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan.
Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan.
Burma changed its name in. Actually, don't know when Burma changed its name. So.
Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan,
Cambodia changed its name.
Malaysia, then Bangladesh.
Asia is a continent.
Asia and China go
The country of Korea. The country of Korea split in the Korean War.
Japan, Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet.
Tibet is part. Sorry, I accidentally turned off my computer. Sorry, guys. It's Tibet is part of China. Also did 34 because I accidentally forgot to number Korea. So yeah.
Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan.
It's not called the Philippine Islands. It's called the Philippines. Also, when did Australia? And also, Australia just magically came back. And also, this part of New Guinea, also the Indonesian part of New Guinea is way too far away from the rest of Indonesia. So that is. mistakes by there, so 36, 37, 38, I think.
Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea,
No, New Guinea is an island.
Sumatra, New
Sumatra is part of Indonesia. And yeah.
Zealand and Borneo
Borneo is also part of Indonesia.
and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea.
So he said Swaziland, which is the old name of Eswatini.
Algeria, Ghana, Uganda, Lesotho, and
It's called Malawi.
Malawi, Togo. The Spanish Sahara is gone.
The Spanish era was always gone. Well, the Spanish era is not gone, but it is gone as a country.
Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Benin and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya and Mali, Sierra Leone and
Algiers is the capital of Algeria.
Dahomey
is a different name for Benin. Is the old name for Benin.
Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire.
Zaire is the old name of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Ethiopia, Guinea, Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda,
Mayor is, I don't know what Mayor is, but yeah. And Cayman, and by Cayman he means like the Cayman Islands, which is part of the UK. Hong Kong is part of China. Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE, or the United Arab Emirates. Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. Crete, I don't know what that is. Transylvania is part of Romania. So since I'm an American, I think that Palestine is a country, so I won't count that as a mistake. Now I don't know what to say for this, because Sudan is a country. Okay.
Mauritania, then Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
Now, so here's the thing. Well, so you might think, so if you're smart at geography, you might think that I should count Sudan as a mistake. But I don't, and you would be half right and half wrong, because Sudan is a real country. Because Yakko said Sudan, but didn't say South Sudan, because this was made in 1993. But so that means you would think that's a mistake, right? Well, Sudan is a real country that does exist. So, but since South Sudan didn't exist yet, since South Sudan didn't exist yet, that is gonna also count as a mistake. And also, there's also some countries that weren't mentioned. So I'm going to look it up because I am too lazy to find out. That means in total, there are 89 mistakes in Yakko's world. I hope this gets lots of views because I have just calculated how many there actually are by extreme details. Okay.